Good morning, everybody. It's me, Mitch, and I'm out going for a walk this morning, as you can see. Again, a pretty morning. They're forecasting thunderstorms today, which is not all that unusual for here in Florida. 7 o'clock in the morning, the sun's coming up, as you saw over my shoulder. Been up since about 5. Trying to not turn on the TV in the morning after a lifetime of habit of turning on the TV, letting a little of the world into my life first thing in the morning. Becoming more and more convinced that, at least for me, that's becoming a very destructive and depressing thing to do. I've made the decision, and I hope I can stick to it. Kind of like a mid-year's resolution. I am not going to turn the TV on in the morning. I hope I'll have more success at that than most people have with their New Year's diet resolution come January 3rd or the 4th. I expect I'll suffer some withdrawal symptoms as peace and quiet, maybe music, take the place of what is becoming an unbearable barrage of lies, gaslighting, propaganda. And it wasn't bad enough that in the course of me doing this YouTube thing, lies, gaslighting, and propaganda were on the menu every day to talk about. But they were lies about diet and nutrition. Something we're interested in. Something that is one of the few things in this country that isn't divided 50-50, us against them. It's David versus Goliath in that arena. But unfortunately, we're in the midst of a political season, which cannot, no matter how much you try, you cannot escape it. You can't ignore it. You can't not talk about it. It permeates every conversation. It divides us more and more. It's lunacy, and they stoke the division like the fireman on a coal-powered locomotive shoveling coal on the hot fire to make it hotter. Every day, every minute, every TV show, every written article, every social media post. Us against them. How do you not participate? How do I not participate? Well, no matter what I say, the politics always seems to creep into the comments on my videos about how to smoke friggin' barbecue ribs. I made an incredible mistake as far as my own sanity and the sanity of some of you who come to me to get away from that shit for a while, by even hinting at politics as it relates to what we are interested in. The push to ban meat from the diet of the human beings. Now, I may have said something in yesterday's video that turns out was not 100% accurate. I may have said that the official party platform of one party wanted to ban cows and red meat. I knew that it wasn't part of their official platform. I was taking a little poetic license there. But boy, did I ever get friggin' called on that. And as to add insult to injury, oh, the evidence that I was wrong, that it wasn't an official platform. They don't have a platform yet. They haven't even had their convention. But anybody that tells me that there's not a global push to ban red meat to save the planet, anybody tells me that that's not happening is really got their head buried in the sand. I'm sorry. I heard no fewer than 20 news broadcasts, political speeches, mentioning the fact that they're trying to ban red meat. And as proof that I was wrong, as proof that I'm fallible, I was presented with not only a description of, but an actual image of a CNN fact check. There, my friends, is the oxymoron. To end all oxymorons. The idea that you can associate anything factual with CNN is the most ludicrous thing I've ever heard. And I appreciated that because that showed me two things. Number one, doesn't matter what anybody says, there are always those people who just can't see the obvious because of their own beliefs and biases. There's no change in them. So as I do every morning, when I get up, I kind of have a mental checklist. I check on my YouTube channel, see if anybody watched anything overnight. I glance at the comments because I am interested in what you're saying. I think, and I make this decision every morning. I say to myself, do I need this shit in my life? Seriously, every morning. As I'm sure every other YouTuber that has any kind of a conscience and a desire to be honest and not gaslight you and isn't mean or so agenda driven they have no humanity left in them at all. Any decent YouTuber makes that decision every morning. Do I need to put up with this crap for another day? I want to be happy. I can't be happy when I'm being beaten all the time by the people that I'm trying to help. I can't be happy when people that I'm trying to help are telling me I'm not helping them enough. I'm not good enough. I'm flaunting my wealth to poor people because I bought a $150 smoker that they can't afford. I thought I left those guilt trips behind when my grandmother died 50 years ago. I ask myself that every morning. Doesn't take me long to snap out of it. But unfortunately, it has been the demise of so many great YouTubers that have just gotten tired of the beatings, even though 99% of what they got in the comments was praise and thanks. It doesn't matter. Oh, it matters, but unfortunately, for every 100 feel-good comments, for most people with a heart and with a soul, all it takes is one or two of those criticisms from mean and nasty people to just ruin your day. So that the next morning when you get up, you're thinking, do I really want to keep doing this crap? Taking the risk of making my life public with all of the wackos out there that have stalked YouTubers in the past for no reason other than maybe they think they were snubbed because they get blocked from a channel. Do I need stalkers? It is a risk. As I walk around the park here, I think if people wanted to find out where I live, they probably could, but I have to go out of my way when I edit these videos to make sure the street signs are edited out. Is it worth it? Is it worth it? So I make that decision every morning. My decision this morning was, I get too much out of this. I enjoy it too much. There are people that are being helped. No, I don't want to quit. I like it. I'm going to do a live stream this afternoon. Sometimes it's taken me till 10 o'clock in the morning to make that decision. This morning I made it early. I said, let me get out in the sun, take a little walk, turn positive for the day. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to work on my resolve. Like I've said, to avoid two areas completely if possible. Sometimes that seems impossible, but avoid two areas in the content of my YouTube channel and my comment on those things, and that is politics and religion. I have to stop stating the obvious that everybody already knows. Stop preaching to the choir, since if I do say something about politics or religion, I can only have one of two things happen. People will agree with me or disagree with me. I will change no minds. Those are subjects that we each have to decide for ourselves. And that belief is so deep-seated, we call it ideology. You don't change someone's ideology. I can make a great case using tremendous logic and science about why carnivore is the right way for us to eat. That's easy for me to do. I could make a case why you should change your religion and political affiliation too, but it would be meaningless to you, a waste of time and energy for me, only create hard feelings and alienation. That's not why I'm here. I'm a live and let live kind of guy. I think that you should be able to believe whatever you believe and vote for whoever you want to vote for. If enough of you vote the wrong way, our country gets fucked up and we're all screwed. What that wrong way is, I'll leave up to you. The only personal stake I have in the game is that when my country gets fucked up, I'm fucked up. And for that, I try to fight a little bit. That's it. That's it. Leave me out of the politics. Leave the political comments out of my comments. Stop telling me about Jesus. Stop telling me about what God wants for me. Keep that to yourself. If you don't like me because of that, I don't know, I've told you this before. Unsubscribe and don't watch me. I'm sorry. I'm never going to change your mind, and you certainly You certainly aren't going to change my mind. That is one of the most basic truths that ever lived. Yesterday in that video I made, I said part 2 was coming today. And I really recorded one fiery speech, but it had a touch of politics in it, and I'm sorry, I trash canned it. I'm tired of going there. No politics, no religion. We are here to talk about health and science and eating meat and how we can best accomplish that efficiently, how we can cook the things, shop for the things, and that's what we're going to talk about. We may talk about the hypocrisy, the gaslighting, and the propaganda in the diet and nutrition space. But I'm going to leave it at that. I give you all permission to very nicely, with respect and subtly, remind me if I stray from that policy. Stuff not to these days, especially when all the corruption, in both politics and religion, all the gaslighting, in both politics and religion, all the propaganda and the misinformation, in both politics and religion, rains down upon us every day in our mail, in our email, in our text messages, in commercials in front of our YouTube videos, in commercials on television. We can't avoid it. I'm going to give it my best shot. I promise you that. So with that, I will see you this afternoon on my live stream. Take the rest of the day off until then and eat some meat.